Mike Z. How you doing, brother?
Fucking wonderful.
Good. That's good. That's good. How's everything going on down south, man? It's gotta be hot as fuck down there.
Yes, sir. That's why I stay inside.
75. That's right about what it is up here, surprisingly.
95. I keep my
Oh,
ass
90. Oh, damn.
all year. This is too much.
I don't know. I like the year-round heat. You know, fucking freezing my ass off, pissing in the yard with a fucking piss sickle on my wang. You know.
Word.
So yeah, you got the a new album that just recently dropped. How long ago was that? I don't remember.
A month and some change.
Uh, Infinite Inkwell Principle, correct?
Yes, sir. Infinite Inkwell Principle.
Now, how long did it take you to actually work on this album?
Um,
You put some time into it. I know that.
probably about. But I mean, the first 4 or 5 tracks on it were originally intended just to be single releases. So maybe closer to 6 months once I decided to make album out of it.
Okay. And did you actually have the whole thing planned out, or was it just like on a whim?
No, it worked out that way. I think halfway through, I had all these singles I hadn't released, and Bert Blaze, who produced most of it, told maybe you should just make an album since you're writing fucking 3 songs a week. So I would put it around my head, and I was like, yeah, that's probably smart.
That would be the smart thing to do. Is this your first album?
As Mike Z, yes.
As Mike Z?
No.
So you went by another name then?
About 11 or 12 years ago, I dropped an album called Ways to Blaze under the name MGZ, which is
MG. Okay.
Initials. Same thing almost.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering what that was all about. I didn't know that was an actual pseudonym for you.
Yeah, no, just my initials. I just use it for memes now.
Okay.
It lives up in comedy.
Oh yeah, you're definitely a Looney Tune. I mean, you go back and forth all the fucking time.
That's what the internet's for. That and porn.
So I can only assume that the most of the tracks on here are horrorcore, correct?
I'd say it's 50-50.
50-50? Okay. You want to go more into that?
It's a mix. Well, all right. It's like I tell people, I am not a juggalo who discovered hip hop. I don't come from that scene. Like, I grew up on like Wu-Tang Clan, fucking, like mainstream hip hop, like DMX, Obi Trice, obviously.
Obi Trice, Beastie Boys, shit like that.
Boys, everyone played Eminem. But shit like that. And then later on, I kind of went down the horrorcore rabbit hole, if you will. But I would say it's like a cross between Twisted Tech 9 and Atmosphere.
Okay.
Or like more like horrorcore if Aesop Rock decided to do it.
Okay. So now that makes me wonder, what got you into horrorcore if it wasn't ICP?
A friend of mine used to play Twisted all the time. And then I don't know, I just bought a CD one day and I liked it. And then I the ICP as a consequence of that. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, most of the people that I talk to, they say, well, ICP got me into horrorcore. ICP is not horrorcore.
No, for sure not. And we're ever close, they're definitely not that now.
Just because you talk about killing people on your album does not make you horrorcore. Eazy-E's killed people on his fucking albums.
Right. Yeah. Everybody. Rock horrorcore, some pretty sure
right
guys in a couple songs. Like, yeah, I think it's I think people misuse a lot of words in terms of how they represent their musical tastes. Like throw around the word underground so fucking much it's lost its meaning.
Yeah.
Like when you say like Tech Nine is not underground. He's mainstream as fuck. He's a household name. He's independent. But everybody else in Strange Music is not independent. They're dependent on him. Like we throw around these words, and I think we use them incorrectly.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's like there's only so many tiers you can go to, and once you're in a point in your career where signing to a major label would help you, congratulations, you're a major label.
Yeah.
And
that does make sense.
Now you're throwing around a word as a gimmick, as a way to sell T-shirts. It's a lot of like used car salesman tactics that I can't fucking believe works. And no hate to anybody doing it. Fucking, I don't give a fuck. But I see you.
Yeah, Tupac was saying he was underground for a long time, and his music was actually played on the radio. And by definition, underground is anything that isn't played on mainstream radio.
Right. And I mean, who hasn't been? Well, by the time you can tour overseas, you've been played on the radio somewhere. Especially on the internet.
Yeah.
So, it's just a gimmick. I get it. Some people paint their face. Some people talk about selling crack, and they're like college educated, like Lil Wayne. Talk about the streets of Atlanta. They're from Canada. Drake. Like,
no shit.
And you know what? I respect the hustle. It's the fucking little idiots running around here eating it up.
Yeah, no shit. I have to ask you, about that. The people that come from like the second and third generation rappers like Birdman or Eazy-E's got fucking however many kids out there that are doing this thing, and they're all trying to do the whole hardcore gangster thing when they have not ever actually lived that lifestyle. What's your opinion on that?
Well, there's a lot to be said for growing up watching, like, especially the people you mentioned. You grow up watching young black men specifically on TV, always having shoes that haven't came out yet, a fucking house around their neck. There's no context. They're just like, sell crack, bitch, I'm balling. So you grow up with this like idea that you're supposed to be doing and having these things, or like it's reinforced that if you don't have these things and you're somehow a failure. So I mean, and I think that's where you get a lot of these guys that are, like I've watched people in ciphers I've been a part of start talking about all the money they have after I know they just bummed a cigarette.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, it's just when you live the culture when you try to become the culture instead of influence the culture, right? That's the fucking big difference. Like a lot of people are trying to get in the hood because that's what they think they're supposed to do, not knowing that the people that they idolize
are trying to get out of the hood.
Right. So it's like a good example is there's a rapper named Watsky. That's phenomenal. And you will never hear him rap about any shit that isn't like the typical experience of a somewhat well-off little Jewish boy. Like his songs are good. He doesn't have to be like, and I'm a gangbanger. I mean, it's ironic. You're trying to be these people you look up to when the thing you liked about them was that they weren't like anybody else in the first place.
I know. I've noticed that a lot. Like they are trying to tell you to think for yourself, literally, and you are literally doing everything that they are doing. You're doing the exact opposite of what your idol is telling you to do. Yeah,
there's a lot of that. It's like scream you're not a thing and then sell the thing you're screaming you're not.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a lot of irony. And so I take a step back and I just look at it and I go, Lord help them. They're not all too bright. That's fine. Like everyone finds their niche. People have a tendency to attach much emotion to subjects like that. We're not actually that serious. Like what you like. But maybe be self-aware. I don't know. That's always a step in the right direction. I mean, honestly.
Right.
The problem is everybody can do it now, right? So back in the day, back in the day, you would only hear real shit because word of mouth is how shit got around, and real recognized real.
Yeah.
Real shit is all that made it through the cracks. Now you have to sift through all the shit you used to never have to hear, looking for that fucking diamond.
It's become flooded.
Right. It's like, no matter how good my album is, I have to convince people it's better than the 9,000 dudes in their inbox. And you have like, I'd say, a second and a half to do that. And
when you're talking to somebody, you have 5 seconds to get their attention, and that should tell you how dubbed down it's become. If you only hit a 5-second window to convince somebody that you are worth their time, that tells me their attention span is just not even worth putting in the effort. Because if somebody
paying attention,
okay,
they might be disregarding already. You got 2 seconds.
Okay.
And I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of grind, right? I think the trick is you have to convince one person, and then that person will convince people. It's hard to sell yourself when everybody's doing what you just described. It's like somebody else.
That makes a lot of sense.
Somebody else has to go, yo, I heard of this and it was good. Like something that's helped me, like back home, is a lot of the people that used to like bully me in high school. Like, we are not friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Mike Z is actually good. And they just share my link, like, peep this out. And people are like, what? You hate that guy? Yeah, but this is good.
Yeah. That reminds me of something Edge said. I would rather be hated than loved, because at least then I know who's real.
Yep.
And Sid has actually touched that line. And the more I think about that, the more sense it's actually starting to make. You know, I had a bit of a squall with a guy a couple of days ago, and I'm trying to explain to him, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm not put on this planet to impress anybody. Whether or not you like me is simply your choice.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And people need to figure that out. It's not your business to fucking take care of other people's sensitivities and emotions and feelings and thoughts.
Yeah.
I have never seen a movie I didn't want to watch. I changed the fucking channel. I don't bitch about it either. You know, they made a thing, and some people fucking love it, or it wouldn't be on my TV. People are the same fucking way. You're not supposed to get along. Not everybody is supposed to like you. We're all different. That's what makes people special. But we live in this new age where everybody is trying to assimilate and be exactly the same. So there's no microaggressions. There's micro differences, and people like to nitpick the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking individual, and it's all under the guise of I'm the victim, but it's like, dude, you are fundamentally breaking people down to their lowest common denominator so that you can throw away all the parts you dislike, and as it turns out, more often than not, those parts are that person's personality.
Yeah, I know. Just because you don't like one aspect of that personality, that means everything about them is just complete shit.
Yeah. It's all kinds. I always tell people this. I am full of shit. I am often wrong. How fucking many times a day I say some really fucking retarded shit. And people around me that I disagree with. Because guess what? Sometimes they're full of shit. Sometimes they're right. And it's my turn to fucking shut up and learn something.
Yes.
Perspectives. If everyone around you agrees with you, somebody's being dishonest.
No shit. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Finally, somebody said it. Oh, yes.
Because that's when, you know, the fucking nail that sticks out starts getting hammered, and comes and removes motherfuckers. They weren't swaggy enough.
Now, on your album, Infinite Inkwell Principle, it takes me a while to say that. My mind is real fucking slow. You actually have
easier. That's what I do.
Yeah. You have a couple of collaborations here. One of them you mentioned, Burt Blaze. You said he did most of the track, correct?
A lot of the beats are from Anno Domini Nation. Shout out to Anno Domini. He produced everything where you hear a guitar, he produced 1, 2, 3 or 4 tracks. The one I did with Michigan Misfits, he him.
And shout out to Jackson.
Yep.
And everybody at Sick Made Productions.
Sick Made. And shout out to everybody on the album. Fucking Murder Music, Playboy the Beast, fucking Sleep Lyrical, fucking.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention there's Playboy the Beast on there.
Back to Bless the album. That's fucking classic. Yeah, it was big. It was a big project, and yeah, Burt Blaze. If anyone wants to sound better, people ask me all the time, how come I go to this nice studio and spend all my fucking paycheck and your quality is better than mine? Burt Blaze. Hit up Burt Blaze. Blaze sound dope.
Yeah, I actually can't remember the lyrics to the song, but I was actually able to. I listened to half of it a couple of days ago, and I was able to finish the other half last night. And I can't remember which one it was. Really trippy. The part that I can remember is I don't give a fuck at all. You can suck my balls. What track was that? Do you remember?
Oh, that's Shot to the Head with Stoner Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said suck my balls. Yeah.
That song probably stands out to me the most. It's simply because of the way you use your voice. I mean, I know you're not actually putting any sort of theatrics in it, but it sounds your voice is actually a bit high pitched, but it sounds so fucking hard.
It's an off key cadence. I purposely I take advantage of the fact that I can't sing and I make it work for me. It's like, how can I make my garbage voice harmonize with this beat in a way that sounds almost horror and almost melodic, but you can't quite touch what it is.
Now
working on
the instrumentals for that track, I actually had a copy of it. When I found out you had it, I'm like, oh, you fucking dick.
Yeah,
but yeah, the original, if I remember correctly, was only like a minute and a half long. And you ended up turning it into like a 3-minute song.
Yeah. Yep. We stretched out a lot of beats. There's a lot of alterations on every piece of music. We make the music fit what we're doing, not the other way around. And trying to get into more production.
And that's actually one of the things that I'm talking about your style. This seems to be really popular nowadays to go not even a full 3 minutes like it used to. Because I like going 3, 4, 5, almost up to 7 minutes long. And anything that I've heard on like Spotify or Pandora or whatever, they don't exceed like maybe just a minute and some change.
I mean, the way I look at it is go until you stop feeling it, right? Like sometimes you just ran out of shit to say. It's okay if it's I don't like to do anything under 2:43. Why that number? I'm just comfortable with that number. It's you got enough. Like you could add like a second hook if you needed it to be 3 minutes, but I don't buy in that old 3/16s, 3 hooks, intro, outro. Like I don't buy 16s and an 8, 3-minute radio standard sets, because it's just too plastic. I know.
Yeah.
I know without that thing where you hear a song for the first time, but you already know when the hook's going to drop.
You can already tell what's going to be said after that.
Yeah. I take a lot of my inspiration from early 2000s guys like Papoose thing where he did every letter in the alphabet. And it was just here's a guy that's going straight on bars, no hook. And I keep playing it. I don't need a fucking hook.
That does seem to happen. I can't remember who the first band to do that was. I want to say Wu-Tang, but I really don't remember.
That would be hard to figure out.
Was it?
That would, if you wanted to find the first person to do that would be hard to track down and debatable.
Okay.
It's where does hip hop start? Some people say it started in the 70s. Some people trace it back to the 30s.
That all depends on exactly where it is you want, because there's actually a documentary about them. From what I saw, from what I understand, it either just started in the Bronx or somewhere around it. Because if I remember, hip hop is more about the instrumentals, and those were the DJs and stuff like that. People would just get on the mic and just start spitting. Because back then they didn't have a name for it. They just got on the mic and just did what they did.
Well, yeah, the MC was not the star of the show in the beginning. For sure not.
Right.
He hyped up the crowd for the DJ, and then the DJ would fucking spin samples and vinyl. Like,
yes.
Like, that's turntablism is very, very sadly overlooked in the modern era, and I'd like to bring that up.
Grandmaster Flash.
Mm-hmm.
He started the turntable as an instrumental. He fucking deserves that.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And I get sorry. I actually got into a bit of a debate with Sid about this. He wants to say that the turntable is not an instrument. The turntable is a verified instrument. The only thing that is not an instrument is the synthesizer.
Yeah, no, I think anything's an instrument if you use it to make music. I mean, Patrick and his mayonnaise made some pretty fucking dope beats. Like, if you start beating on a tree with some sticks in the woods, that's a fucking instrument.
This is why I like talking to you, man. This is why I love talking to you.
Everyone needs shit to be black and white, and it's like, are you fucking that insecure? Here's my theology, if you will,
okay,
on what isn't an instrument. If you are the best piano player in the history of the world, and that's just not fucking deniable, everyone agrees, you get to call the piano whatever the fuck you want. You can call it fucking potato. And on, because who the fuck is going to tell you, who knows better than you what that thing is that you make noise on? I think dictation lies in the hands of gods, and a whole bunch of peasants want to fucking try to say otherwise.
That does make a lot of sense.
Like, it's an instrument. People tell me what I do is easy, and anybody with a laptop can do it. To them, I say, you have a laptop, right? Let's hear yours. Humor me, right? Like, no, that's not the case. I know people who have been trying to do that with their laptop for a decade plus and still can't get it right. But I think people just want to argue, right?
Oh yeah, I can definitely I can agree to that.
Like Biggie Smalls in the Rock Hall of Fame thing. But it's all comes down, right? If you just change the fucking name of the thing.
Yeah, I don't care that Biggie is in the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, honestly.
I wouldn't care if you took him out either. I'm fuckless. Like, the fact that there is a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is fucking mind-boggling enough. Like we need to extra acknowledge the most famous people who ever lived. They need extra acknowledgement. Is that what that is?
Standing to the crowd is what it is.
I'm the type of guy that wouldn't show up to accept a Grammy if I won one.
Fist bump. Give me a fist bump on that.
I would be like,
oh yeah,
some desperate fuck who wants it.
I was watching I wasn't even watching. I was reading the reviews for the MTV VMAs, and oh my god, Cardi B.
Yes.
Fucking Cardi B, seriously?
Hey.
I would not fucking touch that shit with a 36-inch fucking pole, man. This shit will fucking rust.
Yeah, that pole.
Ugh. This shit, I'm afraid if I stick my fucking hand down there, it's gonna be nothing but fucking skeleton bones, fucking acid shit, man. I don't know what the hell is on that fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't know why we're giving I don't know why women like her get the spotlight, but like Ciroc, the MC, like Lauryn Hill types. What happened to like strong, smart fucking women on the mic who could fucking hang with the dude?
Like Pink or Eve.
They're still out there.
They're not making music.
No, they are. That's just the thing. The TV ain't showing it to you. I follow so many female MCs who get no fucking shine, and it's because they respect themselves. I think. Like, how are you going to compete when you're selling to the wrong people, for one? Modern day hip hop fans are not hip hop fans. They're pop fans. Modern day rap music, as it pertains to the radio, not hip hop. It's pop.
I wouldn't even go that far.
I would go that far because they're not even rhyming anymore. They're not. There's no word. You have to. It's a new genre. You're just making noises and sound effects.
Yes.
It becomes
yes.
Right now, it's just I wore a fucking dress. Well, I'm gonna fucking wear heels in a dress. I got a purse. Like, yeah.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh. That's the entire fucking chorus.
Get it, yeah. I'm a fly tangle. Yeah, dude. Remember my fucking drug experience when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, man. It's just predictable society. It's gonna. So what you see there is a reflection of the fucking people who buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking smart people don't buy music. We fucking so they ain't making music for me. And they ain't making music for you. We got a few left.
And that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on. When from your perspective, if an artist actually makes the music, is he making the music for himself, or is he making the music for the audience?
I mean, motivation is very personal. I don't know why the next guy is doing what he's doing. I can speak from my life. And me, I make the music I want to hear.
I heard that a lot.
Yeah, like I walk around bumping my own shit too. Whatever. Like,
yeah.
Some comedians laugh at their own jokes. But yeah, no, but it is because I feel like if you're doing it for money, that's when you're writing it for other people. And then it's not real. It's superficial because you're doing it for superficial reasons. If you're doing art for money and popularity, you have a better chance of being rich and popular just applying at Walmart and doing a really good job, maybe buying guys in 15 years. You're probably gonna end up living in your fucking car doing what I'm doing. All right? Like, you do art because you love art.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. And if it's real, they'll fucking feel it and they'll come back for it. You do art because you love the art. Don't disrespect it. Like, I find that shit personally disrespectful when I see it.
Yeah.
And I get in arguments with a lot of these janky ass promoters who want me to pay them to promote me. Like, I'm doing a pretty good job promoting me my damn self. What are you going to do for me? Besides,
I know, right?
With these motherfuckers, we aren't the same. They will get eaten the fuck alive in my fucking house. But yeah, art for love art. Art. And some people have liked what I've done, and it's cool, but it's extra. It's all fucking extra. As much as I hate that love, and I can feed off it, and I can vibe with it, and it feels good, that's not why I did it. I did it because I like it.
You are the first person that has gotten to applause in one show.
Shit. I mean, on some level, I can hear when it's not that. You know, you don't, like the era I came up in, like I was at the tail end of fucking trying to push cassette tapes. Like,
yeah,
I got beat up a lot just for liking rap music. Like I wasn't welcome on either side of that colored line back in the fucking early days of what I was doing. I got down. I got chased out of school. I've had, I won't get into it, but it wasn't easy. It did not make me popular. It was not fun. But I still loved what I was doing.
And that's where the real dedication comes in, because if you're trying to make something...
I'm going to do
Sorry.
Right? I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it in spite of motherfuckers who would love it if I just quit. And Rich is a fucking awesome example. He didn't blow up till he was in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot to be said for perseverance. I could sit here and name off fucking rappers who used to tell me they were going to be the one to make it, not my bitch ass. And all of them quit a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I think that's the new way of weeding it out. I think we're going to see greats are going to come up a lot older. They're not going to be young anymore. Because they have to persevere through a lot of bullshit before anyone takes them seriously. I probably have 3 albums to go before people notice what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Realistically.
It's the entertainment is really... That should tell you how cutthroat the entertainment industry really is, and even music alone. Because you're trying to make something that isn't heard, and people are not going to like it. So you really have to have that dedication in order to make it, because if you're just going to quit not even halfway through, then why the fuck did you start to begin with?
Yeah, for the wrong reasons, obviously. It shit numbs my fucking brain. Like I can't.
Yeah, it does.
Can't even, like, I don't even know any of these new guys. Honestly, I talk shit. I know them all from memes. The last time I listened to the radio, 50 Cent was new.
Yeah, yeah. God, that was a long ass time ago. I think I was fucking 14.
I think 2007 was the last time I was like, "There's good songs here." I remember that song came out, was like the Shop Boys or something. They're like,
yeah, Candy Shop.
And that's when I was like, I'm just not gonna listen to this shit anymore.
Yeah, even Eminem got redundant after Eminem show.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's another thing. Once you ran out of shit to say, just stop talking. Why are you spending money like that? Why do you have to have a fucking big ass house you never stay in? I don't get why people do the things they do.
Because they can. Because they want to.
They don't. Have some restraint. Fuck.
Yeah, I can say that too, man. It's like you said. If you don't have anything more to say, then you shut the fuck up. Otherwise, you're either A, going to end up repeating yourself, or B, your music's going to end up starting to sound like shit. And on that note, you should actually try pursuing other interests. If you keep doing what you're doing, eventually your home will become your prison.
Amen. Yep. It's good you think that way. A lot of people don't see it like from the outside. It's realize that's happening to you, unless someone tells you. Yeah, like, the more every time you repeat yourself, you weaken and de-enforce the idea of whatever you said when you first said it.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Absolute. If something is absolute, you only got to say it once. When you feel the need to reinforce ideas, it's because those ideas needed reinforcing. Like every rapper that every other bar is how fucking great they are.
Oh yeah. That you cannot talk about how great you are and then expect people to believe. This brings me to fucking Kanye West, man. Oh my god. Oh, I'm the greatest rapper alive. No, you're not.
Kanye was good. His first album was really good. That fucking attitude, though. Like,
and he
West wasn't a piece of shit, and he just said normal things. Everybody would like him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is good. He's good at what he does, but it's like, we already know that, Kanye. That's why you're on the TV. You don't gotta fucking.
No shit.
You already sold yourself, bro. What are you doing?
Is when he really fucked up is when he tried doing the cover for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ugh, I'm glad I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to seek it out.
I can't. Who the fuck was it? I want to say Adam Lambert, but don't quote me on it. I can't remember the guy's name. But Queen did a tour with somebody just recently, and I heard him saying Bohemian Rhapsody, and he fucking nailed it.
I mean, that's a hard one. Anybody who can do that?
I got a lot of respect for anybody that can do that song.
I feel like if you have the talent to belt that out perfectly, it is your obligation as an artist to create something unique of that same caliber. Without that, you can do one of the most complicated musical arrangements in the history of fucking rock music or music in general. You did that. Now it's your fucking job to make something new that's timeless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my problem with Hollywood. Hey man, there was a lot of great fucking movie scripts in the 80s that were just shot and cast fucking terrible. Remake those. I don't want to see
Yes. Yes, we need that. I'm going to cover that on the next Creature Feature show.
Like they want to remake classics because what they're doing is they're banking on the fact that the advertising is already done for them, right?
It seems like that.
They don't have to fucking do any work. They can cut corners and make a shitty film. People are still going to show up because nostalgia, and they just sell nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. And that that's why I don't like gimmicks. It's like they want to turn like Marvel characters into females. Well,
mm-hmm.
Really fucking, that's not really very feminist of you, because what you did was you cut corners. You took a pre-existing character, so you didn't have to like develop anything of your own or put money in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of female artists out here that have created their own unique things that are fucking amazing. Why don't
And
you
they're being overlooked.
give them the money? That's feminism. Help a young female artist fucking make $1 million and give back to the young female artist community. Don't put tits on Thor, you fucking hack.
No shit. And don't fucking promote a wet ass pussy. I don't want the gift that keeps on giving. Ugh.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, anything like Lil Kim looks real fucking classy right about now. You ever think anyone would say some shit like that?
No shit.
Open challenge. If anybody wants to dig up some Lil Kim material I don't know about that's worse than that, I'm all ears. Honestly.
I think you just opened a challenge.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. Like, and here's the thing. I'm not mad at that song. I don't give a fuck. Dude, if you asked me what kind of song that woman was going to make, I could have wrote that shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this person is going to do because that's what I see, because that's how she sold herself.
Mm-hmm.
She might not even be stupid, but I think she is. Like,
she acts like it.
She sold an image, and that goes right down hand in hand down that river with that image.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fucking surprised. What I don't like is I don't like seeing little fucking kids imitating that shit.
Yes, I touched on this subject.
Like,
I touched on this subject a few days ago, and I got fucking hounded for it.
Oh, fuck those people. People can't handle being told some shit that makes them uncomfortable because they got fucking problems. They're projecting.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
You know, like 9 times out of 10, somebody gets mad at me for like something I let my son see or do. It's because they don't have the balls to have that conversation with their son or daughter.
Mm-hmm.
They're mad at me because I'm holding myself to a higher standard than they held themselves. It makes them feel bad. It makes them uncomfortable, and it makes them lash out.
Education. You want your son to be more educated.
Right. Well, they were like, you let your son hear music with swears in it? I'm like, yeah, my son also knows not to say swears.
Because it's art.
Because I've had that conversation. Meanwhile, like I see certain people who, you know, it's the opposite. Like, I keep mine in a bubble. But that kid's fucking terrible.
Right.
Everyone wants to forbidden fruit. And I'm not knocking anybody. These are just outside in observations.
Yes.
That's all life is, right? You're a sum total of your fucking actions and decisions, presumably. And if that's true, we all have a different stance on everything. The trick is to not think you have to belittle others for their stance. It doesn't strengthen your stance to knock somebody else down. You knock somebody else down, they're down here. You're still here. You didn't go
Yeah. I really wish people would understand that. Like they have no problem voicing their opinion, but they don't want to hear yours because it's not the same as theirs. So knocking you down makes themselves feel empowered all the while they're still in the same fucking spot.
Yeah. I mean, that's all anything is anymore. Who can yell the loudest?
Yeah.
It's just disengage, right? If I can get a couple people to this shit, maybe it's good. It's good for everybody. If not,
do you ever have any not any ideas, but any plans of even COVID or whenever the fuck of doing any type of live performances?
I would really, 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 really like to be able to hit the road. But for that to happen, I need to be able to put fucking heads in the fucking buildings. Like, I'm not there yet. Locally, I don't really know the area I'm in, but I'm going to find out what I can do and where I can go. It's the thing you got to realize, I haven't done music prior to this album in like 10 years.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So prior to starting this album last September was the first song that I dropped in over a decade. I had no plans of returning to music. Like I still I still would like freestyle and do hip hop events. I opened up for Little Scrappy in Ohio. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just freestyled the entire fucking set. It was fucking awesome. And you know, I was active. Like I kept my tongue sharp. But this is all new to me. All this technology, all this shit. I'm not there. I have to rebuild. I have to rebuild from scratch. It's all just
Mm-hmm.
branding and you know, I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Hopefully somebody wants to hear it. If not, that's cool too. I'm gonna keep making noise.
Well, personally speaking, I actually like your shit. Like I said, it's very unique. It is very different from a lot of the shit that I've heard. It's not robotic at all.
Well, I'm glad you like it. No, that's just it. It's organic.
Yes.
Plan any of my songs. I start writing. That's what the infinite inkwell principle is. I don't know if
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, it's this idea, and you might be able to relate to this because a lot of artists I talk to can. It's like when you're writing and you get in that fucking groove, and it's like you're channeling. You're like
you just can't stop.
Don't know where the shit is coming from. It's never shit that you would like say in like day-to-day conversation, but it's like almost like you're in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're channeling the universe. The universe.
Yes.
The pet.
Yes.
You are not so much the artist, but you are the tool. The music is the medium and you are the fucking tool that the universe is speaking through. So in a sense, the infinite inkwell principle is the idea that you could basically, if you can tap into it, one can just reach out and grab infinite knowledge and words and ideas.
Sorry.
Without necessarily knowing where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. Like if you talk to like stand-up comedians, they do the same shit.
Yeah.
They get on stage, maybe they bomb, but maybe the next day they start with the same joke, and for whatever reason it fucking goes well, and they just keep talking and they keep talking and they keep talking. That's the same thing. I'm glad I filmed my sets because I just got a whole fucking good bit out of fucking basically freestyle ranting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like what I do is very the same. I will write a line, and then I start to beat over from that line, and I wrap that line up until the next blank space, and I freestyle. I blurt out whatever comes to the top of my head, and I do that until it's good. So at some point, I'm singing an entire song all the way up until the next line, over and over and over again until I have the perfect line.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in the zone, that fucking line just comes easy.
And as from my experience, it's actually a bit of back and forth. Sometimes the beat will actually make me write the song, and then sometimes it'll just actually come to me. There's this one song that I wrote. I don't know if anybody's heard it. Sinister, the Harley Quinn of Hate. I heard the beat for that, and the song just wrote itself.
Yeah, the beats for sure dictate what's going on to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like my beat selection process. That's pretty much everything, right? Like sometimes like a sound will speak to you, and you got to do that one.
Mm-hmm.
I up on my fucking program, and I just start writing. I don't know what I'm gonna write about. I have no fucking idea until I do it. I usually don't know the subject matter or name of a song until I get to the first hook area.
Do you ever, during the thought process of your song creation, do you ever actually think of the theme of what your song wants to be?
Very rarely. In the last song on the album, there's a line I said, I don't know what the song's about. Can I just rant? Yeah, you know, because at least I acknowledge that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And in one of your posts, I saw you. I don't know if you were talking about already starting another project, or if you were putting starting pieces together for another project. Do you have something already planned, or
almost done with an EP? I was
already.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I was doing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I have most of it recorded.
Okay.
I'm waiting on I'm doing it's called the Nature of Life and Death. It's gonna be like 6 tracks.
I like that's pretty catchy. I like that.
Yes, I like my titles to be
Philosophical.
you know what it is? I hate repetition. I hate when other people repeat themselves, and I hate the idea that I could even accidentally speak words in a sequence that I've spoke them before within the line of my life. I don't like repetition. It boils my blood. So I try to make titles because I know I'm gonna have songs where there's other songs with the same name as my song because there's too many songs.
Mm.
I'm gonna make the album title something that when you fucking Google it, you're not gonna find 10 fucking.
Mm-hmm. I do the same thing. Yep.
Like,
The way at the same time, the way that I look at it though, anything that you have done or that you want to do has already been done 10 times or more before you. It just hasn't been your story. So it's the same story, a different version, but they're all true.
I think the human experience is as such that enough people have lived and talked about the human experience that at least every subject matter as it pertains to what we are in this current form has been discussed to some degree or another. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there is an infinite amount of art to be made that is unique and is not rehashed. Mathematically, it is almost
Infinite.
That like if you shuffle a deck of cards, there's almost a 0% chance that any deck of cards in history has ever been shuffled the way you just did it. Ever. I'll show it.
Okay.
Done. Like this mathematician explains it. Art's the same way. I think the reason you see a lot of shit rehashed so blatantly is because people are no longer taking inspiration those they look up to. They're just flat out stealing that person's beat and trying to do it.
Yeah, that's what it's. Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to put it without sounding like an ass, but that's what I have you for.
Those people. How fucking dare you? Fucking with your fucking hacky, glued together, cookie cutter bullshit. Fight. Because people like that are the reason when I tell people what kind of music I do, they fucking sneer. Nobody sneers at what I do because of what I'm doing. They sneer because 100 assholes, as previously described, were in their inbox trying to sell them a fucking 21 Savage song.
Right.
No, thank you.
But we are at the last 5 minutes of this interview. I want to thank everybody that has tuned in. I want to thank everybody that has, nobody that's joined the chat. Mike Z, thank you for joining us on this interview. Infinite Ink Well Principle dropped last month. You should definitely bump that shit. Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Sick Maid. Shout out to Blaze. Everybody, thank you. Thank you. Mike Z, I will talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Twiggy Drowe. This has been the Creature Feature Show.
Deuces.